All right, fellow XRP holders, XRP family, how you doing? So we're going to talk about the fact that, hey, I'm an XRP holder right there with you. I've got a fairly substantial XRP count as far as tokens and things in that, and upside down in some of it, not all of it, but some of it. And one of those things that I find myself kind of thinking about and looking at is kind of how long do I have to wait until number one, every bit of XRP that I own is above and we're now in profit. We're not in the red. And I also think about how long until we're going to see a 5x, a 10x, a 20x. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk with you about in this video is kind of what I think we're dealing with here in the short term and what I think, more longer term our options are, right? Okay, so right now we're trading at $1.14. On the 24 hour, we're down about 0.16. On the 1 week, we're up 0.84. I'm looking at that number right there. In the 1 month, we're down 15+%. And so forth. Okay, so we are approximately about 75%. Actually, I take that wrong. We're about 70% away from our all-time high with XRP. And, so let's talk about, and the overall market's at 0.19. It's really flat right now. So let's talk about what do we have to get through? What do we have to fight? Well, we have to get through the rest of summer, June, July, 100%. We have to fight liquidity issues. Liquidity is just capital, money, hundreds of billions of dollars. That is no longer in XRP. That's no longer in crypto in general. We have to fight to get to that, to where we have bullish liquidity. This is money that wants to come in, buy XRP, and make money off of it when it goes up in value, right? We've got a lot of bearish liquidity in the market because right now the overall sentiment is kind of medium / negative. And probably more leaning towards the negative just because of where we're at. We've got the Clarity Act out there that can't seem to get signed because of all the pushback and all the issues around that. I think the Iran-U.S. conflict looks like it's going to come to a resolution, but we've also dealing with the Federal Reserve and the fact that they are no longer going to give a lot of forward-looking guidance. And secondly, they're probably moving more to a restrictive monetary policy. They're not going to be injecting liquidity into the markets, and they're looking at potentially raising rates at some point in the near future, maybe one rate increase this year. All of that adds up to a scenario that we, number one, got to get through June and July. And I don't think, and we might see XRP drop below $1 in that point. I think in talking with some very smart people that I have access to, everybody seems to be of the consensus that we're going to